Hello everyone, we've got some news straight from the horse's mouth, if you will, but not directly relevant to Deep Rock Galactic, but still from Ghost Ship Publishing. But of course, this is covering the actual release of two separate games, which I think is more significant and should be of interest to people who care about Deep Rock. It is to me. I'm actually interested in both of these games, particularly Survivor. I think that's obvious. And I assume that's probably the case for most of them. I think Spellrogue is the one that's going to take a bit more convincing for people in general. Like for the people who already know about it. Obviously, when it launches, it will probably develop its own. Well, it will probably draw in a lot of people who aren't really attached to Deep Rock in any way. I'm sure it will, but still, I'm gonna go through this. It seems relevant enough. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna have the Deep Rock Galactic brackets tag. It will probably be changed to Ghost Ship Publishing or Ghost Ship Games Publishing, whichever one fits. Either way, this is straight from Ghost Ship and in relation to two upcoming releases, so I think it's relevant enough to inform you about, and I think it's relevant in the sense of I think most of us would be interested in these at least a little bit. So let's get stuck in with two Ghost Ship Games Publishing or Ghost Ship Publishing games are launching this month. Two Ghost Ship Games Publishing games launching this month. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor and Spellrogue. Hello miners, we're here with a quick cross-promotion spotlight. Two new games are launching to early access this month via Ghost Ship Publishing. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is coming out February 14th, and Spellrogue is coming out 2 days earlier on February 12th. Granted, we're a bit of a bias source here, yes, obviously, but we think both games are super cool. We've got both trailers down below, plus links to each game's Steam page. Check them out. We've got Deep Rock Galactic Survivor release date trailer. We're not going to watch the trailers. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is made by Fun Day Games, based in Aarhus, Denmark, and they're for fans of Vampire Survivors, me, Rotato, Tyler, and Soulstone Survivors, nobody. I haven't even heard of that, but sure. Welcome to Deep Rock Galactic's roguelike auto-shooter spin-off. Like always, you're going down to Hock Seas to mine minerals and blast bugs, but this time, you're going solo, because become a one-dwarf army, wield 4 guns at once, and stack overclocks on top of each other so you can survive the worst that Hock Seas throws at you. Anders, I assume not Anders from Ghost Ship, but separate Anders. Founder and I believe Chief Creative Officer, I think is what it is, I'm not sure, CCO of Fun Day Games, says, we wanted to make a version of DRG without everyone's favourite part, the co-op multiplayer. It's not my favourite part. It's risky business mining Hock Seas alone, but it's a risk we're willing to bet your life on, which is another reason I'm sort of drawn to Survivor quite a bit, is because I didn't really think about it, that it is a solo experience, there's no multiplayer aspect, which I think is genuinely kind of interesting. I kind of don't see why there shouldn't be. I think it probably would have been better with multiplayer, but having it be a solo experience focused Deep Rock game is inherently interesting to me. That's the primary way that I play the main game anyway. So yeah, I like that. And also really like Vampire Survivors, and it seems to be heavily inspired by it. And I've already played a bit of Survivor. I played a bit of the demo, and it's pretty good. I think I'm definitely going to get it when it comes out. I think my laptop can run it, especially if I'm given especially if we have the options to tweak like the graphic settings. I should be good. You can expect some stuff on this. It would be inappropriate for me to say that Survivor's going to get coverage. It's not, much like RoboQuest isn't either. We've already sort of just decided that what we're going to use the channel for is covering games developed by Ghost Ship Games. And so far that is Deep Rock Galactic only, with Rogue Core upcoming. So yes, Rogue Core will receive full coverage on the channel, unless we both die or something. I don't know. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor launches to early access on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, I'm pretty sure. Believe it or not, I don't take much heed as to when Valentine's Day happens because I don't care. Let's not get into that. Spellrogue released an announcement trailer. How long is it? It's 47 seconds. Still not going to watch it. Made by Guide-like Games, based in Copenhagen, also in Denmark. I'm seeing a nationality bias as well. Nothing wrong with that though. For fans of Slow Spire, Dicey Dungeon, and Monster Train, heard good things about the first two for sure. And I'm still vaguely interested, although what I've seen hasn't made me interested personally. It's really just the excitement and sort of the confidence of Ghost Ship having it that interests me mainly. Which, yes, that wasn't a compliment. That was somewhat of a criticism, but freedom of speech. Fan of roguelikes? Have a gambler's brain? Love casting spells? Meet Spellrogue. It's a deck-building roguelike with turn-based combat where you roll and re-roll your mana dice to power spells and take down the vicious Voidwalkers. Build up a beefy deck of spells and luck out with powerful artifacts and rituals, and you might just get strong enough to take out the big bad space squid at the end. Is this Watchmen or something? Here's from Tim, co-founder of Guide-like Games. Spellrogue is for all the dice lovers out there, and anyone who loves a roguelike with a big focus on a variety of intricate builds. If your brain lights up when you string together crazy combos, or when you get lucky with an unstoppable class build, you'll like this one. I do like turn-based stuff, and I do like things that sort of utilise dices and things. Like, I'm a big fan of For the King, for example, and Baldur's Gate. So Spellrogue has some interest in me. The only problem is that it's a card-based sort of deck builder thing as well, I'm pretty sure. With beefy deck of spells. I'm not particularly interested in card-based stuff necessarily. Although it's kind of just a framing device for a game. Doesn't really have much of an effect. So yeah, Spellrogue's something I'm interested in, but I'm not like swayed by. I'm not like in love with it just before it comes out. Not what I would say about Survivor either, but Survivor definitely has more like latent intrigue and attachment, I would say. Spellrogue is the kind of thing that needs to win people over more than Survivor does. Spellrogue hits early access on February 12th. That's all for now. Rock and Stone, you beautiful dwarves. With love, Ghost Ship Crew. With love, Barrel Vision. Except, Ghost Ship, I mean, this is all cool and all, but something on Deep Rock would be really cool to hear soon. And this is not a complaint. This is just a sort of like a thing. Like because I know like development is split between two games, and I really do respect that. I think Rogue Core's going to be awesome, and I think it's going to be worth it. But Deep Rock should really not go more than 3 months without at least mention of new content, and it hasn't yet, and I don't think it will, depending on what happens. But yeah, I think people definitely need to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Not that the tunnel's too dark, it's like Deep Rock's okay at the moment. It's not great for veteran players, and I think new players don't have much to go on in terms of what they can expect upcoming. So it's a bit of a weird place for Deep Rock to be at the moment, especially with this weird sort of concept floating around that the next maintenance update isn't inherently tied to March. It could be a spring update, and sort of other potential delays, which will be understandable if they happen, but also would really not be good. I think some communication as soon as possible would be really cool, and I know that will come with the anniversary stream, which should happen like right at the end of the month or right at the beginning of next month, one of the two. But I think maybe dropping a little bit of something, just some kind of communication on the front of Deep Rock content would be really cool to happen before the end of the month. I think it'd be very useful. I think in terms of Rogue Core as well, just seeing anything from Rogue Core would be really cool, but we know that's definitely not coming before the anniversary, and obviously Rogue Core's not coming until the end of the year, so there's nothing wrong with that, frankly. So yeah, I want to see something soon, but it's not too dire, but I would say think about it if you can. Actually, just think about it if you can. I know that you have some stuff planned for sort of both the next update and season 5, so I don't know, maybe a teaser. Actually, just a small teaser or something would be really cool. I don't know. Also, the anniversary live stream schedule was out by this time last year. It was out on the 2nd of February last year, which is very early, I'll admit, but still. So I definitely like to see that, so we can sort of know what to expect from that. How much is actually going to be dedicated to, Deep Rock and like the roadmap and Rogue Core and those sorts of things. Be really cool to hear some juice soon. Would be really appreciated. But that's enough rambling about the future of Deep Rock. These two games look pretty cool. I'm definitely going to check them both out. There might be some content on them. I'm sure they'll get a mention in the podcast after one or both of us have played one or both of them. But apart from that, yep, cool stuff. And I'll see you later today in a build showcase. Bye-bye.